William.
Where are you?
I'm currently in Melbourne, staying in the living room of my house.
How do you start your day?
Normally I start my day just like this. I've got here a cup of tea, my laptop. I like to watch, a bit of YouTube, maybe some news on the TV over there. It's pretty good.
How do you like your eggs?
I like my eggs sunny side up.
What's your favourite food?
Favorite food would probably be chocolate. I always think, chocolate's one of those few things that really can bring a lot of people together.
What's your favourite city?
My favourite city is probably Beijing. That's where I went on exchange and, I made a lot of good memories there and a lot of really good friends.
What is a country you want to visit?
A country I'd really want to visit is probably Peru. I'm a huge fan of everything nature and hiking related, so I think it'd be super sweet to go and check out Machu Picchu over there.
What's your go-to song to get pumped up?
I don't really have a go-to song to get pumped up, but I love listening to music, and one of the artists that I'm really into at the moment is Lau, and I really like his song, I Like Me Better.
What's your favourite Chinese song?
I think my favourite Chinese song is probably 永不失联的爱 by 周兴哲.
Can you play any instruments?
I can play the piano, I guess, but it's been a long time since I've played, so honestly, if you made me play a piece right now, I'd probably have no idea what I'm doing.
Do you have any secret talents?
Yeah, one of my secret talents is this. Does it sound like water's sort of dripping somewhere?
What's the best piece of advice you've been given?
Recently one of my friends, he told me life is like playing a game of jiu-jitsu, except your opponent, which is life, he gets to pull unlimited moves on you, so, have a think about that.
If you could learn one language instantly, what would it be?
Honestly, I'd probably pick Chinese, and I say this because Chinese is my second language, and I think one of my long-time aspirations is to really make my Chinese proficiency fully proficient, because I feel Chinese has such a rich and vibrant culture and history that being able to speak and read proficiently would really enrich my understanding of this unique country.
What is the first thing you would buy if you won the lottery?
I haven't really thought about that too much, but I think I'd buy maybe something for my parents, maybe a farm, because my dad, he really likes nature, and he's always been talking about this concept of living on a farm and feeding the horses and stuff.
What is your favourite book?
Recently I read a book called The Alchemist. It's really quite an enjoyable read. I think, if you guys have some spare time, check it out.
What is a skill you really want to learn?
A skill, I've been terrible at juggling. I'll just show you guys real quick. So this is my juggling skill. I think if there's something I could just learn instantly, it'd probably be this.
What's your favourite TV show?
The Last Dance, which is really a story that has all these snippets of Michael Jordan's life as an NBA star, and I think it's super insightful and interesting to learn about, the pressure that he faced and his psyche in going to games and winning all these championships. So if you're into basketball, definitely worth watch.
What's your favourite board game?
My favourite board game is Secret Hitler. It's one of those games where, you really do get betrayed by your friends and lose all hope in humanity, but super enjoyable.
You're at karaoke. What's the first song you put on?
For me, I think if it's a Chinese song, I'd put on 晴天 by 周杰伦. If it's an English song, perhaps miss the bright side.
Do you have any pets?
I do actually. I've got a few pet chickens. Just to give you an idea, they have a hierarchy in their system, and we give them names sort of accordingly. And the head of the pack, we call her Balrog, named after the demon that lives in the mines of Moria in Lord of the Rings. Then we have another chicken called Septimus. She's named after a emperor in the ancient Roman civilization. And then we've also got another hen called Larry. I'll leave it up to your imagination as to what they look like.
What is your favourite sport?
I think my favourite sport's probably basketball. I'm one of those guys that when he's bored, he'll go watch the highlight reels of the NBA just to marvel at the prowess of all these basketball whizzes.
What are some of your hobbies?
Some of my hobbies, include listening to music, going on really crazy culinary adventures, and making crazy stuff, and a few others I'll show you here. Just maybe playing a little basketball or playing some games.
What is your best memory of ACYA?
I think my best memory, I don't know if I can call this my best memory. It was really quite a hellish time back then, but now I look back on very fondly. Was I was on the project team for ACYA of Guangzhou, and I remember when the event was happening, one of these nights I was staying up until about 3 a.m. with the rest of the project team, just sitting in the foyer of our hotel trying to organize events for the coming days. And it was just this hysterical moment of talking about life and philosophy and cutting out all these pieces of paper which was going into the handbook, and massive shout out to Alvin for being there with me and keeping me sane.
What is your favourite app on your phone?
I think my favorite app is probably Instagram. I just use it, and a bit too much probably, and scroll through and see what everyone's up to.
What are 3 words to describe yourself?
I think I'd describe myself as a friendly, cool guy.
Where can we find you on weekends?
You can probably find me sitting right here, spending a bit of time trying to get through one of the games I'm playing right now, which is Breath of the Wild, on my Switch. I've had that game for quite a few years now, and I still haven't gotten around to finishing it, so that's one of my side projects I have going on now.
What's the best thing you've done while at uni?
I think one of the best things I've done is going on exchange. Undoubtedly, it's, as cliche as it may seem, a fantastic opportunity to really gain a new perspective on the world and get to know yourself better as a person and learn a lot of new things on the way that you might not be able to learn just by going through the normal uni system, at least here at University of Melbourne.
What is your favourite fruit?
My favourite fruit, I think a conventional one, I'd say watermelon. Perhaps a bit less conventional, a fruit called the feijoa. It's one that I used to eat a lot when I was back in New Zealand. But sadly, I think people don't really eat it here in Australia.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yeah, definitely. I think don't let, all those pineapple haters tell you otherwise. It has a special place on pizza.
What would be the first law you would implement if you were Prime Minister?
Maybe to release all the quarantine restrictions at the moment for coronavirus. I'm kidding. I'm not really a politics or policy person. But jokes aside, I really do hope you guys all stay safe at home. And if you watched till now, Thanks so much for watching. I'm sure it's a tough time for all of us, and I hope that we all get through it soon.